Hey, Teddy K here for the Best Buy blog, and in this video review we take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. These are a new iteration of Samsung's true wireless earbuds, along with some key improvements. There are a few reasons why Samsung put the Plus at the end of these Galaxy Buds, and it's because they made some changes to areas that they needed to make changes to. So for example, last year with the Galaxy Buds, Samsung seemed to have gotten the fit, finish, and comfort right. They were small, they were light, they were great. But there were still some things to improve, especially on the audio quality, battery life, things like that. I'm going to start with the audio quality first because I think that's probably what matters the most. So Samsung put in a new tweeter and woofer on both sides, so the drivers are bigger, and on top of that they added a third microphone. So the microphone, we'll put that aside for a second, but the tweeter and the woofer just resonate more. There's a little more oomph in the sound here. Now they're not necessarily going to be the best sounding true wireless earbuds out there, but they are among the best. I would describe the sound as being cleaner, so not necessarily louder, not necessarily more bass, but just cleaner. Now you can bring in more bass if you want. There are 6 different EQ presets that Samsung includes in the Galaxy wearable app. Now I'm going to get to that in a second, but the point is that the sound is definitely better. It's an improvement from the previous Galaxy Buds and certainly an improvement from the Gear Iconics true wireless earbuds that Samsung had come out before. So in addition to the audio, to the music sounding better, you also have better phone calls. So this was something that I think was sorely lacking with the previous model. It was okay, the phone calls were all right, but with the third microphone now that helps to drown out both the outside noise and to amplify your voice, it now makes it a little bit easier for people to hear you, especially if you're in an environment where there's a lot of chatter going on behind you. So phone calls are definitely an improvement. In fact, this is by far, by a long shot, the best Samsung has done when it comes to that. And it probably is one of the best I've seen or best I've tried. I was talking to people with them and I never got a complaint once. So that's a good sign. There is an ambient mode. See, I mentioned outside chatter. There's an ambient mode that is built into these two. So this is basically where the mics work to allow outside noise to come in, so that this way you can converse with somebody, so you don't have to take the earbuds off. It's great. There are 3 different settings for that. You can go as high as you want, really, if you really want a lot of that outside noise to come in, or you can go a little bit more subtle so that you can hear some things, but at the same time the music or audio that you're listening to will take precedence. One other thing about music I just want to point out was the Spotify integration. So you can basically set this so that when you tap, or you just kind of tap and hold, you will be able to actually get Spotify to pop up. So if you're a subscriber, this is a great feature, only because it just goes straight into the app. It'll pick up where you left off. If you haven't used the app for a while, it'll just kind of go to a playlist or recommended playlist for you. But if you were listening to it at home or in the car, and then you're going somewhere, you're walking somewhere, and you put the earbuds in and you do that, it'll literally pick up where you left off. So you don't necessarily have to grab your phone in order to do that. Now I will say they are very comfortable to wear, and that remains the same, I think, regardless of what you're doing or whether you're using it at the gym. Now they're not necessarily as rugged as something like, let's say, the Jabras are or Jaybird Vista. Those are far more rugged in my opinion when it comes to going to the gym or running with these, but they're okay, and they're probably going to last. They may survive a little bit longer than the AirPods might. Either way, for me, what really worked was just that they just felt so lightweight that I didn't even realize that they were there. Now, it's important that you get a tight seal. Samsung includes 3 ear tips plus wings so that you can find that tight seal. The seal is everything, especially when it comes to bringing in more bass. If there's just too much leakage, then the bass obviously starts to degrade from there. Now, battery life. I got to touch on this because it is a pretty big deal. We already know that the case has wireless charging. It did last year, it does now, it's great. So if you want to even charge from a compatible Galaxy phone or other smartphone that offers reverse charging, you can do that too. Now that being said, last year, the best I got from the Galaxy Buds was 5 hours on a charge. The best, that was the best I could do. And typically it's because I had to go above 50% on the volume. I still have to go above 50% in this case, but I'm still getting close to 10 hours, if not 10 in some cases. That's a huge, huge jump. And the fact that the case offers a full charge on top of that is great. So technically, by the numbers, you'd be getting 24 hours based on what Samsung's rating is, but realistically, bet on like 18 to 20, I would say, is probably more likely, especially if you're hitting that 60 to 70% range on volume. That's usually, I think, where you'd go. So from that standpoint, the battery life is phenomenal. I mean, it's really, really good. Some of the best I've had with any pair of true wireless earbuds, to be honest. And hopefully we'll see some competitors do the same thing, but right now Samsung's kind of leading the pack when it comes to that. I quickly mentioned the app, so I just want to kind of, as I'm talking here, I would just want to go over some of the things with the app, because the app is very important in how you use these and how you customize and set them up. Unfortunately, Samsung still does not offer a custom EQ, so you have to go with one of the 6 presets that they offer you. Moreover, the Spotify integration that I mentioned earlier is not there by default. You have to basically select or replace either ambient mode or the voice assistant. So if it's Google Assistant or even Siri, you have to replace one of those in order to get the Spotify in there. You can't have all 3 at your fingertips, literally, at the same time. Also, there are no volume controls on the earbuds themselves, so you will need to use your phone in order to do that. And lastly, there is Find My Earbuds, so that also is a carryover. So if you've misplaced the earbuds and you're within Bluetooth range, you can still track them using the app. And lastly, there is the iPhone. Yes, the Galaxy Buds Plus do work with the iPhone, and they work pretty well with them too. You're not going to get all the features, and I found a bit of a video sync issue that I assume might be patchable. Right now, as it is right now, it's a little bit, there's a little bit of a lag in the sync, so I don't know if it's something that Samsung might fix, but they might. And that's it. If you are going to use them with the iPhone, you can, especially for music. They seem to work fine. I didn't have any issues as I was using them, and I dare say they probably sound a little bit better than the AirPods. The AirPods Pro might be a little different, but certainly from the regular AirPods, there's no question they're an upgrade. So from there, you can basically use these either as an Android or an iOS user. You are going to get a little bit more of an advantage if you're an Android user, but you're not going to be totally left out of the loop if you're an iOS one. And that's my review of the new Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. For the Best Buy blog, I'm Teddy K. Thanks for watching.